Hey, you guys, welcome back. Today we're going to work on add-ons. Your add-ons, you want to think of them as a way to increase the ticket when you guys are actually getting your appointments booked. When a person goes in and books an appointment, they can book for a certain style, but they can have different options that they want to add to their service. To one, it's going to increase the ticket for you, but at the same time, it's going to get them closer to the desired look that they want. And it gets you both on the same understanding where you both know what the cost is going to be, you both know what the time is going to be, and it's going to make the experience a whole lot smoother. So you don't have to worry about your appointment extended out an hour or two because of different add-ons that were done later, or the client ends up having a higher price where they wasn't expecting to pay that and now you guys have a payment issue. So having these add-ons available where they can select them makes things a whole lot easier where you guys get to the appointment and not have any issues and just get straight into it. So let me go ahead and take you guys over there, and then I'm going to show you how to put it inside of the site as well. Don't forget, if you guys are liking this type of content, do go ahead and like this video and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you guys can be updated on the new video in this series. I do have worksheets below that can help you guys brainstorm this out and get everything put together so you can put it into your site without having to be online the entire time to do it. So those are free. Go ahead and use them, and let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, for add-ons. Add-ons can become very complicated or very simple. It's all up to you and all up to the type of service listing and the services that you offer. Me, since I offer a lot of different services, mine is a little more hectic than what some others would. If you are offering shampoo services, you will have a longer add-on list than what the others may as well. So instead of you doing multiple different ones for having waist length, butt length, all of that for each appointment type, you could just do waist length and attach your 8 braids and your jumbos together. And they both going to cost the same price because it's going the same amount of hair down and you're going to use the amount of hair extra to extend. So I try to group them that way, and let's go ahead and shoot over there so that way I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so we just left types and we just go one down to add-ons. Now in here, as you create your add-ons, this is where they will end up housing. Now, if you were to have a whole bunch of different waist lengths and they all were for about the same amount of braids, it would be a very long list. You want to try to keep this list as small as possible and as less complicated as possible. So when you need to make any changes, say for instance that you are doing an upgrade to the salon, or you're changing a hair company or something like that, where your treatments or your hair type may change in price. Imagine having to go through and change to each one of these appointment types. I've been through it. Don't do it to yourself. Keep it as simple as possible so that way it's more appointments attached to the one that you do. You also want to do these as well so your clients are aware of how much it is actually going to cost them at the appointment. It is one of the worst things to still hear in this day and age. People get to their appointment and they have no clue how much it's going to cost them by the time they are done. They should have an idea to the point where they're pretty much set, unless they have added some services when they got to you and wanted something different or wanted some different accessories or whatever the case may be. Those are great add-on services to do right then and there that don't add on more time to the appointment, but you can upsell. Let's go ahead. I will go ahead and click into here so you guys can see. This one is for treatments. If people are getting a wash service and they want a deep condition, a detox, and all of those different things, you would put them like this. I would separate them if it is going to be different types of treatments because they will come at different time frames and different prices. Same for extended lengths. I also section mine and I say extended length, just like I did here for treatments, instead of just saying waist length. Sometimes, depending on how you group them, you can do like box braid length or whatever you want to do. Just make it make sense to you. So once you go into it to make one, you would put your name here for whatever that is going to be, the additional price, how much extra time it's going to take. Make sure you do client and admin so they can actually book this on the other side. Your admin one is great if you are going to have a trim one. I do that because if I did a trim on a person's hair, instead of me having to go into their profile to look at that photo that we put, I could just click trim onto their actual appointment when they're at their appointment if I did one, and it will show up on my calendar page. as part of that service. So that way I can easily see, did I do a trim? That's something nice to have there as well, but that would be something only for an admin to go there. So make sure you choose which things are going to be available to them to see and which ones are not. Select which styles that it is going to be going to, like how we said for the color, this can go for all of the styles. And depending on what it is, since this one is for a jumbo instead of a medium size, you would use more hair on a medium set than what you would do on a jumbo. So for a medium one, you may want a different one. Then go ahead and click save. I think the save is up here, but since I'm not doing a new one, it just says close. And I'm going to show you what this looks like on a client's perspective. This is one that is fully done out. Now, I group my stitch braids. So I have certain amounts in there, and I do charge an extra $10 per braid. So each one of those braids, it is going to increase in price. So they put the amount that they are going to, the base price is the 11. So for the 11, this is where we would be at for that price. Each one, they will increase by $10. If they're doing accent braids, bohemian ends, curly ends, if they are doing extended lengths, butt, knee, waist, if they are switching over to a different type of style, I don't put my Ghanas in a different one because Ghanas get asked for, but not as frequently as a set of stitch braids would. So I just put them with this one. I charge for small braids in between. I also have treatments. If there's going to be a different type of treatment, they decide which one they are getting, and those are actually added to the service then and there. So they know before they come to the appointment what their total price is going to be, unless they have added something different to the appointment when they got there that didn't involve time. If you were doing one that was for a consultation, they wouldn't see any of that in there. You see, it would just be a closed off area versus if they actually had other things there. Do not be alarmed by seeing a larger add-on list. It's just like going to a restaurant, and once you've picked it, you can customize it however you want to. So it's best to have your customizations on the back end to increase your ticket instead of it being on the front end and you have a super drawn out list of, 11, 12, 13, too much. Just keep it in the back end where they just seeing, okay, let me go ahead and customize it to how I really want it and go ahead and do it. You'll be surprised at how many different things people select having these other options there. So if you have been struggling with getting people to actually book different services or getting to have, say, for instance, you've been really wanting to do some bohemians or you've been really wanting to do certain treatments, put them in there. You'll be surprised how many people really go ahead and book it. So let's go ahead and that's it for add-ons. Add-ons is pretty easy to digest going in, but it can be a whole lot once you put it all together. Just be mindful, try to group as many of them together as possible so you can have more appointment types in one thing instead of having a long list of waist lift and all of that. So like my treatments, all of my appointment types go into the treatments. I don't do a separate one for each service.